down. Thank you. Your Excellency, the Vice President, the President of the Senate, Speaker of the House of Representatives, Secretary of the Federation, Head of Service, Chief of Staff, Honorable Ministers, President of the African Development Bank, senior government officials, resource persons, members of the diplomatic corps, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to the mid-term ministerial performance review retreat organized to assess progress made towards the achievement of the 9 key priorities of this administration. This third retreat comes at a significant time in our economic foreline, a time, excuse me, when Nigeria strives to remain resilient as it recovers from an economic recession and from the impact of the coronavirus pandemic. In addition to economic activities slowing down in 2020 due to the resultant lockdown measures necessary to curtail the spread of the virus, the pandemic necessitated adjustments of our policy goals and methods of working to achieve our objectives. Last year, often reviewing the overall performance across all priority areas, it was evident that to achieve our ambitious plans and bring several ministerial deliverables back on track for completion by 2023, we would have to make concerted efforts to refocus our activities to deliver on projects which were delayed as a result of the pandemic. Progress made in the year 2020 also illustrated the need for setting up intermediate targets to address the disconnect between MDA, deliverables, and key macroeconomic priorities. In addition, it is evident that interministerial collaboration is vital to driving increased impact and effective delivery. In view of the importance of this year's retreat, I will sit through all the sessions to listen to the cumulative assessment of our performance over the last 2 years and join the discussion on best approach strategies to implementing planned policies, programs, and projects that can significantly diversify our economy away from its dependence on oil revenue while sustaining the current economic growth trajectory. As I stated recently, 2 years and some months into the second term, the tradition of subjecting our projects and programs to independent and critical self-review has taken firm root through sector reporting during cabinet meetings and at retreats. These steps have helped to identify and strengthen weak areas, close gaps, as well as build cohesion and synergy in governance to manage the economy and improve the delivery of public goods and services to Nigerians. I am glad to note that over the past 2 years, ministers have rendered reports to the Federal Executive Council on their activities related to the achievement of their ministerial mandates. Some of the notable achievements include the establishment of Infraco PLC in 2020 as a world-class infrastructure development vehicle wholly focused on Nigeria, with combined debt and equity take-up capital of 15 trillion naira, to be managed by an independent infrastructure fund manager. The Prudential Infrastructure Development Fund was also established in 2020 with more than $1 billion US in funding. In addition, we have launched the Nigeria Innovation Fund by the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority. This is aimed at addressing investment opportunities in the domestic technology sector, data networking, data centers, software, agriculture, agri-tech, biotech, and more. On transportation, we are growing the stock and quality of our roads, rail, air, and water transport infrastructure. The Prudential Infrastructure Development Fund projects are also advancing remarkably. These include the 11.9 kilometer Second Niger Bridge, 120 kilometer Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, 375 kilometers Abuja, Kaduna, Zaria, Kano Expressway, and the East-West Road. Most of these projects are expected to be completed within the second term of our administration. Furthermore, we have made tremendous progress on railway projects in the country. Upgrading of our railway network is being extended with the recent completion of the Lagos-Ibadan line. The Itape-Ajakuta rail line has finally been completed and commissioned after 30 years of its conception. Work is expected to commence very soon on the Port Harcourt, Maiduguri line and Calabar-Lagos coastal line to connect the southern and eastern states of our country. Progress is also being made on the upgrading of our airports with the state-of-the-art facilities in line with world-class safety standards. On the economy, we witnessed 3 consecutive quarters of growth after negative growth rates recorded in the second and third quarters of 2020. The GDP grew from 0.8% in 2017 to 2.2% in 2019, but declined in the first quarter of 2020 as a result of the downward trend in global economic activities triggered by the coronavirus pandemic. As at second quarter of 2021, GDP growth rate was at 5.01%, the highest since the inception of this administration. On the power sector, implementation of a willing buyer, willing seller policy has opened up opportunities for increased delivery of electricity to underserved homes and industries. We are also executing a number of critical projects through the transmission, rehabilitation, and expansion program, which will result in achieving the national goal of improved power supply by 2025. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on 16th August 2021, I signed the much-awaited Petroleum Industry Bill 2021 into law. The Act provides legal governance, regulatory, and fiscal framework for the Nigerian petroleum industry, as well as the development of host communities and related matters. To ensure speedy implementation of PIA, I have directed the Implementation Committee to complete all processes for the successful operationalization of the Act within 12 months. As part of the efforts towards strengthening our national security, we have increased investment in arms, weapons, and other necessary equipment, expanded the National Command and Control Center to 19 states of the Federation, and established a Nigerian Police Trust Fund, which will significantly improve funding for the Nigerian Police Force. We have also approved the sum of 13.3 billion naira for the takeoff of the community policing initiative across the country as part of measures adopted to consolidate efforts aimed at enhancing security nationwide. To address our over-dependence on other countries for military equipment and logistics, I have instructed the Defense Ministry to create a modest military industrial complex for the local production of weapons to meet some of the requirements of the country's armed forces. This is being implemented under the Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria, a military department responsible for arms manufacture. It is gratifying to note that only recently we have received 6 A-29 Super Tucano aircraft as part of our efforts to boost the nation's campaign against insecurity. The propeller-driven aircraft are being used for training and attack by the military. Efforts are also being made to empower the youth and other vulnerable groups by enhancing investments in our social intervention programs. To achieve this, I have approved the expansion of the National Social Register, which is the official database for the implementation of the Conditional Cash Transfer Program by 1 million additional households. We have established the 75 billion naira Nigerian Youth Investment Fund created to boost the Nigerian economy through leverage and access to finance for youth. The fund should serve as a catalyst to unleash the potential of the youth and to enable them to build businesses that will stimulate economic growth and create jobs. These accomplishments are a testament to the fact that all hands are on deck in establishing a solid foundation for even greater successes in future. Distinguished guests and participants, to address our current economic challenges and consolidate on our achievements over the past year, this retreat has been designed to A, review the performance of each minister in delivering the ministerial mandates, including programs and projects assigned to them upon their appointment in 2019. B, identify key impediments to implementation. And C, re-strategize on how to accelerate delivery of results given the current economic situation. The retreat will also provide the opportunity to effectively evaluate the activities of the ministries over the last 2 years in delivering our promise to Nigerians. Ministers are urged to work closely with permanent secretaries to ensure accelerated and effective delivery of the policies, programs, and projects in their respective priority areas. I have also directed the Secretary to the Government of the Federation to consolidate efforts at strengthening the work of the delivery unit under his coordination towards ensuring the effective implementation of government policies, programs, and projects during the remaining period of this administration. All issues relating to the implementation of the ministerial mandates must be taken seriously by all ministers and permanent secretaries towards the attainment of the laudable objectives of our government. In our continuing drive to ensure accountability, we have incorporated a performance management framework into the functions of the Central Delivery Coordination Unit for ease of tracking of the ministerial deliverables along the lines of the 9 priority areas of this administration. This initiative has provided me the opportunity to track the performance of all ministries and, by extension, this administration. This process has been in effect since January 2021, and today it gives me great pleasure to unveil the performance management system and dashboard to track projects in real time with live data and early warning system to proactively resolve bottlenecks. I wish to finally encourage optimal participation and contribution by all participants throughout this retreat. I look forward to a very fruitful session and stimulating exchange of views on this note. It is my pleasure to formally declare this retreat open and unveil the Prudential Priority Performance Management System. Thank you. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.